Gronk speaking.
Great.
No threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? So, I was chilling, right? Watching my son play Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and all that shit, right? I'm going through my Twitter, and I see that Really Graceful on Twitter was saying that she thought something crazy was about to jump off in Atlanta. So I'm like, yo, keep us posted, right? So then my man Seaport Pro on Twitter, he sent me a short video of a cop car on fire. I'm like, holy shit, right? So apparently there is a protest in Atlanta over some dude named Tortuguita or something like that. We're gonna get into it. So allegedly this guy pulled up to like a training facility for the Atlanta police officers. According to the officers, that he started opening fire on the police and they fired back, ended up shooting and killing this guy. And this is what the protests are about, apparently. It's so much shit going on right now in Atlanta, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? So check this shit out. We're gonna jump over here to some of this shit on Twitter.
Can you get your badge numbers?
So according to Jack Posobiec, it says Treehouse Antifa getting mass arrested in Atlanta. Now, I don't know if this is Antifa or what's going on. Now, what I do know, what I have seen, is that they were saying that it's been a lot of infighting or fighting around Atlanta, this area called Copland or some shit like that, or Cop City, I think they was calling it, which is interesting because it kind of sounds like that movie with Samuel L. Jackson called Copland. Is it Copland? What was that movie with Samuel L. Jackson where like the neighborhood was fighting with the police? I think it was supposed to be in like Detroit or some shit like that. What's up, Anthony Make? We got Anthony Make in the building. What's going on? Trying to figure out why let's do this. See if this works. All right, let's do that. Let's restart this. All right, let's do that. Boom. So that should repopulate. There we go. There we go. What's going on? We got Lauren Elise in the building. What's up? What's up? Anthony Making the building. What's going on, bro? We got Cassius Cam in the building. Angry Sack Magic says, let's hear you. So welcome to everybody over on YouTube. And welcome to everybody on Rumble. We got 23 watching on Rumble right now. And we got 16 over on YouTube. If you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. Please share this stream. Let people know we're live. So anyway, let's get back to it. So apparently this guy was shooting, shot back at the police, or the shot at the police shot back, killed this guy, and this is what the protests are over. Right? So we got something else from Andy No.
Handing out at that protest. So it was a largely peaceful protest where they just wanted what they're calling justice. Take a look over here. If you pan over, I want to show you. This is what they were handing out at that protest. So it was a largely peaceful protest where they just wanted what they're calling justice for Tortiguet. So sorry.
So I think it's pronounced Tortiguia. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. So according to this, he said it was a mostly peaceful protest that turned into this. We all know how it happened when the sun go down. They get rowdy in them streets. So apparently they in something called Cop City. We're gonna go over to this other news source as well, so we can get a better understanding of what's going on. Hold on, before that, from Libs at TikTok. Shout out to Libs at TikTok out here in these streets. So check this shit out. From
the standpoint of the protesters, but as even the chief himself said, this is a small group. This is also within this Defend the Forest movement. There are no leaders, so people go off and do their own things. That doesn't just make them justifiable, but I do think that you keep using these words violent, and it gives the impression. I mean, the only violence or the only acts of violence against people that I saw were actually police tackling protesters.
Oh my God! And of course that's from CNN. Of course that's from CNN, right? So the police cars on fire and shit like that. That's not violent. That's not violent, guys. There was other footage of people busting out windows with rocks and shit like that. People setting off, I guess, what looked to be fireworks, right? You know what I mean? Here, check this shit out.
Yeah, we're far enough away. You'll see the officer.
We're taking you right now. You can see people running in opposite directions. And
if you
on
see
the other side
Eric,
of that. Yeah, Tyler.
I do want to. Yeah, we're far enough away. You'll see the officer right there with APD. He has what appears to be zip ties. We're far enough down where we can't see if they've taken anyone into custody, but it did appear that they were ready to do that to try to calm the situation that's unfolding here. And as you said, this really a protest initially to try to protest what happened on Wednesday here, where they were handing out that vehicle still up in flames here over at Andrew Young and Peachtree. And if you take a look over here, if you pan over, I want to show you. This is what they were handing out at that protest. So it was a largely peaceful protest where they just wanted what they're calling justice for Tortiguet.
So the crazy part is that he's calling this mostly peaceful. He's calling this mostly peaceful. Now to be fair, he said it was mostly peaceful, turned chaotic. You know what I mean? What's going on, King? Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Actually, no, you good. Sorry about that. 1 second. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, so anyway. So let's go over to this thing. Let me see. Where is it at? Is this it right here? Let's do this. See if that's it. All right, so apparently this happened 3 days ago. We'll go with this one here. So we'll stay with Fox 5 Atlanta. So let's do this.
Just want to give you a quick update on the condition of our trooper. Just want to give you a quick update on the condition of our trooper. He's currently out of surgery. He's in ICU. His vitals are good and he's in stable condition, but he certainly has a road to recovery and he's still not out of the woods yet.
A Georgia State trooper shot and a protester killed during what the GBI director is calling a clearing operation at the controversial Cop City. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. The deadly shooting happened this morning on the DeKalb County property that will soon turn into a huge training facility for the Atlanta Police and Fire Departments.
Tonight we begin our team coverage with Fox 5's Angelique Proctor, who's in DeKalb County, where that shooting took place. Angelique, what's the latest?
Well, the GBI director says law enforcement realizes they have a problem on their hands trying to get these illegal occupiers out of the forest. He says that's exactly why they showed up this morning, and they had no idea they would be met with gunfire. Our Fox 5 cameras were rolling when state troopers pulled a defiant protester out of the woods at Cop City Wednesday. It happened shortly after the GBI says a routine clearing operation to flush activists out of the forest turned deadly.
An individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper. Other law enforcement personnel returned fire in self-defense. The individual who fired upon law enforcement and shot the trooper was killed in the exchange of gunfire. The 85-acre scene remained active. There was a mammoth law enforcement presence all around the entire site. Paramedics rushed the injured trooper to Grady Memorial Hospital. The GBI is not yet ready to talk about the deceased protester.
We're not going to go into that right now, into notification of next of kin.
The man they placed in handcuffs taunted police by constantly sticking out his tongue and covering his face with his hair. He spoke to us about the future training facility.
Yeah, they're demolishing the encampment in the forest. They're sending in drones and chemical weapons against free-sitters, and they're rounding everybody up to charge them with this exaggerated charges.
Meantime, homeowners say they knew something like this would happen.
We've been saying this for a while. It's going to take something to be drastic for them to actually do something about clearing the woods out. So I hate that it happened. I hate the officer got, injured.
And as night falls, the GBI director is still calling this an active scene. They pulled 4 people from the forest. They say they are still talking to those people to determine if they will be charged. We are reporting live in DeKalb County. Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Well, there you have it. So, Lauren Elise is crazy. No, I don't think it's gonna be another gun grab because the dude that shot the officer seems to be on the right side of things, quote unquote. You know what I mean? because they're letting this shit happen in Atlanta. They're in the streets protesting and fucking shit up again, right? So there we go. So this guy Tortuguilla, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. I don't care, but allegedly, I guess they were squatting in the woods, and I guess they're trying to I guess clear it out so they could make way for this training facility, and these people wouldn't leave. So the police went in there to clear them out, and the guy shot at the police officer and he got shot. That's what happened essentially. So now I guess they think that's an injustice. How did the police not clear the forest if they claimed it for a training facility? Right. So they were trying to be nice about it, I guess you could say. They ain't want to go in there, guns pointed at people initially, saying, y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. Y'all got to go. Like, we trying to break ground for this facility. Y'all got to go. Right. So I guess they gave them whatever time they was giving them, according to the neighbor or the person that lives in the area. And they wasn't trying to go. So they went in there to go clear the spot out. Dude was bold enough to shoot at the police and he got shot back. That's what happened. So now you got, I guess, the protesters, or I don't know what you would call them, the tree huggers or whatever. Going in there, now they're out in the streets protesting in Atlanta in what's called, I guess, Cop City. Shit, I wish I had some eyes on the ground down there, man. Damn, this shit is crazy. So let's go over to this one too. So where is it?
The clock hour, we want to get you to some breaking news happening right now. Protesters have taken over downtown Atlanta, upset after a deadly shooting near a future Atlanta police training facility. Thanks so much for joining us. A very active 6 o'clock hour here. I'm Eric Perry. An activist protesting what some call Cop City was killed in a raid and state trooper was injured. Demonstrators taking underground Atlanta to honor their friend killed, and they're protesting building the facility. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert live downtown. Okay, Tyler, within the last 10 minutes, we saw flashbangs. We saw windows burst. What are you seeing there now? Very active there.
Yeah, hey, Eric, good evening to you. Very active, as you said. If you take a look down the street, we're pushing in. That is the group of protesters who are marching on Peachtree Street in downtown Atlanta. They've been setting off fireworks. They've also been vehicles and police cars. If you follow me over here, this is an APD vehicle that has windows smashed, multiple windows destroyed on this vehicle. They set off fireworks here, and if you'll take a look behind me over here, you'll see more.
Yeah,
driving. It does.
They need to get their shit together. So, but that's peaceful. That's mostly peaceful, y'all. That's mostly peaceful. That's not violence. Like, the people that's busting out the cop windows, the people that set the cop car on fire, the people that's busting out the windows of the buildings around, they don't have any potential for violence, people. They don't have any potential for violence, right?
Try to calm the situation. For the most part, they have let the protesters just march through the streets. They are, again, setting off more fireworks right now. This was a very largely peaceful protest at Underground Atlanta. As they started the march, that's when things started to take a little bit of a turn. And if my photographer turns to his left real quick, you'll see there's some APD officers who have helmets on as well, as they're now going to try to, I guess, end this protest. All of this, the result of what happened on Wednesday in over at the future site of the Atlanta Police Training Facility over in DeKalb County. Lots of different situations unfolding now as a result of that, resulted in the death of a... Hey, can you guys hear us? State trooper was injured in a shooting, and if you're taking a look at video now, I can hear it in my ear. That is just some of the moments.
There we go. We got hammers. You saw the hammers. They got the rocks. They busting windows out. There's nothing peaceful about this, right? Now they're demanding that the body cam come out. They don't believe that this guy shot the state trooper that's in the hospital with a bullet in his ass or wherever he got shot at. Oh no, we don't believe it. Cops lie all the time. I saw a guy say. I gotta find that one. The cops lie. I think it's in this actually. The cops lie all the time. But they don't want to wait for the so you don't, even if you want to go out here and destroy some shit, you don't want to wait until the body cam footage come out to, I guess, quote, prove that the police was in the wrong. Or you don't need, fuck it. We don't need no excuse. Let's just go fuck shit up. The funny part is that this shit is right on time. This shit is right on time. It's right on time with election year. With election season. It's right on time with election season. This is going to be the first of many, I guarantee it. They warming you up to a black man being gunned down in the street or beat the shit out of in the street. I guarantee you they warming up to it. They letting them stretch their legs in Atlanta right now. What up, AD? AD with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Says, why haven't we heard about this on the national news? Don't get me to lie to you. I think CNN. I showed a clip where CNN was, I guess they had the mayor on there, and the mayor was capping for the rioters. We shouldn't be calling this violent. The only violence I seen was police officers tackling protesters. Mr. Caution says they have no leaders. This is BS. This is a terrorist operation. Of course it is. Of course it is, but the left's going to cap for it because you know why? Hey, in LA or California, they just banned the thin blue line flag. You know that? What they been saying? What did they say all summer of love? Right? They wanted to make patriots. They wanted to make police officers and people that, in military, people call them quote unquote terrorists. That they're the danger in the United States. Right? You had that day in January where they said, oh, it's a day in infamy. Right? Meanwhile, they took over a whole fucking couple city blocks in Portland? A courthouse? Hell, Michigan, Black Lives Matter ran up in the fucking the state capitol and took that shit over and did whatever the fuck they're protesting there. That's what they call it. That shit get a pass. All that shit get a pass. This shit gonna get a pass too. Make no mistake about it. This shit gonna get a pass too. You know how they do, man. JG Muffman. I guess they going after the police at large. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just want an excuse to do some shit. That's all this is. They want an excuse to do some shit. They in downtown Atlanta fucking up shit. Because they felt like they had squatters' rights on some land owned by the state. I'm assuming it was a state troopers training facility, so I guess the land was owned by the state. They were squatting on it. I guess they were trying to, I don't know what the fuck they thought they was doing. I guess they thought they was what's it called? What they call themselves? The sovereign citizens or some shit like that. And they wanted to make it an autonomous zone, like Mr. Carson said. Oh, the piles of bricks will come. Let's get like deep into like the 2024 campaigns. We'll start to see them bricks come back out. They like to, they go to the well on the same shit twice, right? This shit is crazy. I agree, Tyler Durden. Right-wing terrorism fits the narrative. Left-wing terrorism don't help. It's all bad. It is. So to refresh it, Emmanuel Presley. So some dude. So it was a group of people that was like, I guess they was living in the fucking woods. The state owned the woods, and they was trying to clear it out to get ready to build this training facility. These people wouldn't leave. The police went in there to get them the fuck out of there. One of the people that was squatting in the woods shot a state trooper. The other state troopers lit his ass up and killed him. Now we're here. You know what I mean? Exactly, Lauren. Capitalizing off of manufactured outrage. That's all this is. And Antifa attacking police because they feel like they got an excuse now. So you think the guy that got arrested at the shooting had millionaire parent? Probably do. Probably do. Let's keep it pushing.
Moments that you could see that protesters were throwing bricks at what I believe to be the Atlanta Police Foundation. Oh, hey, turn around. Can we go back? Someone actually, it looks like one of the Atlanta police.
So I guess they had to cut from that shit. They setting off fireworks. Like, I get it. Like, at a glance, fireworks aren't that dangerous, but to hit somebody in the eye or some shit like that, that's a problem. You know what I mean? But still, that shit is fucking nuts. Let's see. We got Jimmy Dawson in the building over on Rumble. What's going on, Jimmy? I went ahead and I muted his ass, Jimmy. I don't know who that is. Somebody I'm sure wouldn't try that shit in real life, bruh. Anyway, Antifa built tree houses to stop the city from building a training yard. Oh, that's what happened? Oh, that's why y'all call them treehouse Antifa. So they built tree houses. What would that do? So they built tree houses in the woods so the city wouldn't come in there and tear the shit down so they could build their training facility. What's up, Iron Man? We got Iron Man in the building. SF Peak says, fiery but mostly peaceful. I gotta get a Rumble plugin. I gotta figure that out. Y'all going in on that Anchor dude? Yeah, he was a little flamboyant, wasn't he? He was trying to hold it together. He was trying to keep it professional, but it was just coming out, wasn't it? It was seeping out a little bit. Lauren says they're almost always rich kids. I remember not too long ago, one of these Antifa tards got arrested, and she's from a wealthy family here in Connecticut. That's crazy.
They're saying.
Yeah, well, I mean,
back up their claims.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll be frank about it. The police lie. They've lied, time and time again. So I think, we need transparency.
He had a pedophile stash. They better go look at. They might want to look at his fucking. They might want to go look at his laptop. He got a pedophile stash.
I'll be frank about it. The police lie. They've lied, time and time again. So I think, we need transparency.
All right, of course, this is a breaking situation. Tyler, are you there? Can you hear us? I know a lot going on there. We want to make sure you're okay. What's going on behind you? Walk us through it.
Yeah, so as you can see, the Atlanta police officers trying to put out the fire of one of the police cars. I'm not sure how that fire got started, if it was set or if when all the damage was happening, but they're trying to put the vehicle out. It's one of the APD SUVs. A marked unit was set on fire, it appears, and now units are trying to put that out. And you just heard from a moment ago when we lost our service. We may want to back up. We're going to back up here just because obviously we don't know if a vehicle, something could happen with that because the fire is getting worse. But right now, again, a very active situation here the car is actually getting even going up in flames even more. The actual police officer was trying to put it out. We're at Andrew Young International and Peachtree Street in downtown Atlanta. I believe that, this is still downtown Atlanta. But they are now marching way up the street as they're moving further up north. Again, all these protesters are out here, or at least the initial demonstration, that's what they called it at 5 o'clock, was a demonstration after what happened on Wednesday at the Atlanta Police Training Program. Okay. That smoke taking over downtown Atlanta here from that police car that was on fire. It's like that car now, or that vehicle engulfed in flames. Do you want to come this way? Let's just get further away from this.
And Tyler, I know there's a lot happening behind you. While you're doing that, just kind of giving people who are just now joining us at the 6 o'clock hour, this was originally a protest that was supposed to be for those against what has now been labeled by many as Cop City after we saw the shooting last week. And then they started at underground Atlanta, and you can just see downtown Atlanta. This is a Saturday night, a very busy street. You can see a lot of police activity happening right through here. This is a live look that we're taking you right now. You can see people running in opposite directions, and on the other side
Eric,
of that. Yeah, Tyler, go ahead.
I do want to... Yeah, we're far enough away. You'll see the officer right there with APD. He has what appears to be zip ties. We're not far enough down where we can't see if they've taken anyone into custody, but it did appear that they were ready to do that, to try to calm the situation that's unfolding here. And as you said, this really a protest initially to try to protest what happened on Wednesday here, where I mean, they were handing out that vehicle still up in flames here over at Andrew Young and Peachtree. And if you take a look over here, if you pan over, I want to show you. This is what they were handing out at that protest. So it was a largely peaceful protest where they just wanted what they're calling justice for so sorry.
Today, Junior.
And right now, you'll see, basically, they want justice for him.
Y'all ever notice how, like, when they want justice for somebody, they always showing like a fucking, like some picture where they look all peaceful, or it'd be like their prom picture or their graduation picture from like middle school or some shit like that. You ever notice that? Meanwhile, they did some dumb shit. Remember Michael Brown? They showed his fucking graduation photo. They kept showing that shit. Meanwhile, he committed a strong armed robbery and tried to beat a police officer up. I don't know. I just always found that shit interesting. However, what are you protesting about, right? Look at the camera footage first, right? See if the person that you cool with, your mans, the guy that was in the little tree forts, see if he was in the wrong or not first before you go fucking shit up. Right? There's a police officer in the hospital. There's a police officer in the hospital that took a bullet allegedly from somebody in them woods. The police officers laid him out. The body cam footage, you can get that. Freedom of Information Act. It shouldn't take long. But y'all don't want the body cam footage. Y'all just want a reason to do some shit. And as weird as this shit seem, this shit, it kind of feel like it kind of feel almost like a setup, right? Like it's like, you know, and I hate saying everything Treadstone. But this sound like some orchestrated bullshit, right? Now, the video I had seen earlier on Twitter, like the cop car that's on fire down there, because that's on everybody's front page on the news that's actually covering this shit. You can hear like the bullets or the rounds going off inside of the truck. So whatever rifle or magazines or whatever, you can hear the rounds going off inside of the truck. So that's why they're keeping their distance. However, this shit is crazy. Not everybody's a martyr. Not everybody is fucking Nelson Mandela, like my man Huey say. He did some dumb shit. It seemed like the guy that got shot did some dumb shit. He shot an officer like they wasn't going to shoot back. And now he ain't here no more. Now they running through the streets just looking for something to protest about. right? They run into the streets looking for something to fucking protest about. Now they breaking up city property. Now they said a lot of people got arrested. They said a whole lot of people, like a dozen or so people got arrested. Question is, the way the Atlanta mayor sounded, right? The way the Atlanta mayor sounded, he sound like he about to let them off the hook. Let's go back and revisit that video.
From the standpoint of the protesters, but as even the chief himself said, this is a small group. This is also within this Defend the Forest movement. There are no leaders, so people go off and do their own things. That doesn't just make them justifiable, but I do think that you keep using these words violent, and it gives the impression. I mean, the only violence or the only acts of violence against people that I saw were actually police tackling protesters.
And you've been there. You've been watching this
from.
So that's the mayor, apparently. Or is he not the mayor? I'm sorry, David Peisner, freelance journalist. Sorry about that, guys. It wasn't the mayor. I stand corrected on that. Is Keisha Lance Bottoms still the mayor of Atlanta now that I'm thinking about it? I was completely wrong. But regardless, now they're saying shouldn't be calling it violent. But if Keisha Lance Bottoms is still the mayor of Atlanta, let's look that shit up. Who's the mayor of Atlanta? Let's see. Okay, Andre Dickens is the Atlanta mayor. I think I just seen a video from him too. We're gonna go look at that. Let's see if I can't find it real quick. I think this is it right here. Let's see what the mayor has to say. Let's see what the mayor has to say.
Many of them don't even live in Atlanta or in the state of Georgia, and they don't represent the voices of Atlanta. And some of them were found with explosives on them. You heard that correctly, explosives, and that has led to a police officer's car being set on fire, and other destruction has occurred. And so, make no mistake about it, these individuals meant harm to people and to property. And so many of them don't even live in Atlanta or in the state.
Okay. Now, Mr. Andre Dickens, the people that you just arrested, you need to prosecute them. You need to prosecute them. You can't let them out on their own recognizance. You need to prosecute them. You need to hold them and you need to prosecute them if that's the case. You can't let them go out here and destroy property like they've done and then just let them go home. But see, my question would be, right, guys? My question would be, is who comes to their rescue? The people that they arrested, I would like to know who comes to their rescue. Is some pact going to come to their rescue? Is Georgie Boy, one of Georgia Boy's subsidiaries or one of the companies that he owned, are they going to come to their rescue? You know what I mean? Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama, they going to come to their rescue?
Killed by a state trooper this week. All right, so we are in downtown Atlanta for the Cop City protest, where Tort, who is a forest defender, was killed by a state trooper this week.
A forest defender.
There are 13 other activists that are facing charges of domestic terrorism by the GBI, which is the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Yes. Yes, I can stand here. Hello. So in the background, you can see that an Atlanta police vehicle has been set on fire. I did hear one of the cops say shots fired, but I think it was just backfire from the burning vehicle. So again, this is a protest against Cop City, which is the 85-acre police training compound that the city of Atlanta wants to build in the middle of a protected forest area. There have been activists that have been staged in the trees in the forest there now for almost a year. And they've been cleaning out the camp the last few weeks. It ended up with a standoff where one of the defenders was killed by a Georgia State trooper. Oh shit, it's gonna blow.
It's gonna blow. They watch too much TV. You know how like the air fuel ratio. The air fuel ratio has to be perfect for a car to blow the fuck up when it's on fire. Right? Anyway, they're calling them forest offenders.
Really, nigga?
They calling them forest offenders. So, okay. So they've been in the forest. They call it a protected forest, which I don't know how that's a protected forest if the state owned it, right? They set up tree forts and tree houses, living in the, first of all, how you living in the trees for a year? So that goes back to Mr. Caution and Lauren's analysis that these kids are trust fund children, right? Because how else would you be able to sit in the trees for a year, right? Because if you couldn't, you had to go to work and earn a living so you can eat, right? While you're at work, police just take your shit. State just take your shit. So you get to sit there and do nothing all day. That you got to be trust fund children. The forest defenders. Fuck is Captain Planet when you need him, huh? That shit is crazy. The forest defenders. That's crazy. So they've been sitting there for a year, and I guess the state or whatever, or the police department, whatever, however it works, has been patient with it. And they was like, yo, get them the fuck out of there. And they went in there, they cleared that shit out, and they got shot at, and they shot back, and they killed the guy that shot at him, and now the forest defenders are mad. Now the forest defenders, like, jeez. I thought the only forest defender was Swamp Thing. Fucking retarded. Look, where's this at? They setting off fireworks. Why? What does that building have to do with the police department? What does that have to do with the police department? What does that building got to do with the police department, y'all? JT Devereaux says niggas, that's why. Is that right, Lauren? I'd never heard of it. That's big money. So to get retaliation on the police for shooting your boy, you go attack some multi-million-dollar companies building, because that'll show them, right? This is what I never got. All right, so if you got a beef with the police, right? If you got a beef with the police, why not take it to the police, right? At least on that day in January, right? They had a problem with the state. They had a problem with our legislators, so they took it to the legislators, right? When George Floyd happened, where'd they take it to? What Unc say? They took it to Target. They took it to Walmart. Right? They took it to jewelry stores and Foot Lockers. That's where they took it. Opportunists. Same thing here in Baltimore when Freddie Gray happened. Right? They was terrorizing a whole black neighborhood. They set on fire a CVS, right? And a Rite Aid. The only two pharmacies in the area. One just so happened to be right next to a senior citizens home. They set on fire the only two pharmacies in the area. And guess what? They ain't come back. They gone. No, I'm sorry, one turned into like a Walgreens. Walgreens bought one of the properties and put one there. But for a while they were gone. If you got a problem with somebody, if you got a problem with what the police did, you take it to the police. Go to their front doorstep. Go to a precinct. Go to headquarters. No, but you want to be out here fucking up everything else that don't have nothing to do with nothing. KTB Productions, I appreciate you. So smash that like button. This dude, the only one showing this at the moment. No problem. You don't drive to Baltimore, you drive through. Yeah, Atlanta is out of control, bro. We'll see what side this mayor in Atlanta falls on. Crypto 777 over on Rumble says, I heard Tortuguilla wants to be called it. Why they calling him? Man, this is crazy, bro. J-Man said we should have term limits to reduce corruption. I'm reading over on Rumble. Also, what about overturn Citizens United? Campaign finance reform. I hear you, J-Man. There are much more ways to affect police policies. There are much more ways to affect police policies. You're right. JG says Timothy McVeigh bombed a federal building in Oklahoma. The cops bombed a neighborhood in Philly. Antifa uses fireworks. Two rights don't make a left. Or when your family member is sobbing as hostage in a mass shooting and the police is not there to respond to save their life. Well, now we know that the police aren't obligated to save our lives, right? Which is crazy. That's why I'm a big proponent of the Second Amendment. I still got my gun on from today now. I didn't even realize it. We got Ricky Bass coming in the building. What's going on, Ricky? Lucas Stone says if Buffalo Bills win tomorrow, the AFC Championship comes to Atlanta next week. This will be cleaned up before next weekend. Of course it will. We got Chris Yacone. What's going on? It's a Second Amendment op. Lauren Lee says 2A all day. No, the police don't protect the server. That's not that they don't have to. Their job is just to enforce the law. That's it. Ain't no protecting the server about it. It was just some fancy slogan they gave them to make it more, more friendly for citizens, I guess. Police, citizen, whatever you call it. What they call that shit when the police got to go out there and make nice with the people. Public relations. You right, JT, you right. You have your Second Amendment all you want, but if the state laws are different for carrying or concealed carrying, that's your ass if you use it. Yeah, you're right. We were just talking about that a couple of days ago when we were what we were doing. We were breaking down that taco shop shooting in Texas. And I was saying that, you know, different states have different laws. Like if I would have did that shit that guy pulled at the taco shop, which more power to him, because that dumbass had it coming. The robber had it coming. But if I would have did that, I'd probably be in jail. Because I would have been looked at as the aggressor at that point, which is fucking stupid. Yeah, Jersey, New York, Chicago, they all have bullshit gun laws. Period, full stop. Now Maryland wants to try to limit the places I carry my gun. They're trying to go the same route that DC do. So basically, I got a permit to carry in DC. I just got my PA. I got Utah and I got Maryland. DC, I just got it just to fucking drive through. I can't stop nowhere in DC. I can't even go to a fucking Applebee's in DC because it serve alcohol. And I can't have my gun on me. Now Maryland wants to do the same shit. 80 with another $5 super chat. I appreciate you, sir. Says, why does the left denigrate 2A and the police is chaos? And the police is chaos their ultimate goal? Yeah, order through chaos, yo. Order through chaos. They create these issues and then they create the solution to these issues. That's why you see all these Treadstone events happening. Right? Police ain't gonna get there in time before they lay down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. They want that. They want the chaos so they can inflict and implement their new world order. You know what I mean? You got to know your laws. You're right. You got to know your laws. You have to. I got an app on my phone from USCCA. That shit'll fucking give me an alert if I'm crossing a state line where I don't have reciprocity with. It'll tell me like, yo, put your gun away, take the bullets out the magazine, lock that bitch up in a safe before you cross that state line, or to tell me I'm good. Right, but you always want to know the laws of the states that you're traveling through, which is bullshit because if you got a fucking if you got a gun permit which gun permits are still bullshit too. But if you got a gun permit in your state, that shit should be just like your goddamn driver's license. You don't need a driver's license for Virginia or fucking Massachusetts. You don't need a driver's license for Texas or Arizona. Your driver's license from your state is good enough for all 50 states. It should be the same with fucking concealed carry. It should be national reciprocity when it comes to that. Just saying. Anyway, let's keep it pushing with this shit. Let me see where we at right now. Let's get back to that news story.
After the shooting that happened when the Atlanta police and the different law enforcement agencies were raiding the forest over there to try to basically clear out the forest after everything that was going on. We're all related to this. It was Entrenchment Creek Park. They're trying to clear the woods of activists camped out there protesting the site that they call Cop City. That's really what this was turning into. It was a calm, peaceful protest, but it does appear it started at about just up the street over on Peachtree when they started taking bricks and throwing them at windows into one of the buildings. They shattered that. I believe we have video of that if we want to go to that real quick. If our producer in our control room can go to that, you'll see that they were throwing bricks at the windows, shattering multiple windows there, and then setting off fireworks. And so now it's still a very active scene. APD out here in force. I'm not sure if the protest has completely wrapped up yet. We have lost sight of them at this point. We were trying to stay a distance back for safety reasons, especially when they started lighting off fireworks, and also a lot of different they were throwing bricks and lighting off fireworks in this area, and also having flares as well out here. Again, we're all watching this police car right now at the intersection of Andrew Young and Peachtree Street. Again, still on fire. I do see a chopper up overhead right now. Not sure if that is a police helicopter that's monitoring the situation here in downtown Atlanta, but a lot for pretty much the entire time. We got here at about 4:30 this afternoon at Underground Atlanta. Very calm situation. And then it started building, and then about 200 to maybe 250 people were there when they started marching through the streets heading north towards Midtown, and then the situation really started deteriorating from there, and then got out of control when bricks started becoming thrown. We saw people spray painting "Stop Cop City." That is what protesters call the proposed training facility at Entrenchment Creek Park that APD that the city of Atlanta is trying to build there, and that's what has a lot of protesters upset. They say they just don't want it and it's not necessary. You can probably hear the sounds of sirens. That fire department now arriving as that APD vehicle still burning, probably at this point for about 10 minutes or so, or maybe a little less than 10 minutes. And one of the tires just blew on that vehicle. Again, we cannot see the actual protesters down the street, but still a very active scene in downtown Atlanta. Eric, it again started as a largely peaceful protest, actually a completely peaceful protest. They wanted what they called justice for their friend who was killed at the park on Wednesday morning as law enforcement raided the park to clear out activists. Unfortunately, a person was killed. According to the GBI, they told us yesterday that the person who was shot and killed opened fire on one of the state troopers. That's when the troopers returned, killing him. The state trooper who was
east there. You can see
the state trooper. Police are now screaming to the road trying to keep this.
Okay, Tyler.
The GBI, they said that.
Hey, Tyler, I want to jump in just for a second. For a couple of seconds ago, we had a double screen. So on your left, you saw when things took a turn. You saw people smashing windows.
I mean, for the most part, to be honest with you, like the police got that shit, with the exception of this fucking squad car fire. Like the police got that shit shut the fuck down. Like they shut that shit down pretty fucking quick. My man got a plate carrier. I hear that shit. Yo got a plate carrier on. He said, "Fuck that. I'm going down here. I gotta take pictures. Wear me a level 3 vest."
And you see a lot of activity happening there. I do want to ask you a question. We saw a lot of scooters in the roadway there. We saw a lot of debris there. Is this where all of the activity kind of took a left turn? Is this where really things started to happen? Did people start running there? We just see things left in the road.
Yeah, so just across from the Westin, so we're on the other side of that intersection, so just across from the Westin essentially was where the situation really took a turn, and we believe that is the location, that building, which things started taking a turn when the fireworks started going off and people were throwing bricks at windows. We believe that to be the Atlanta Police Foundation, where they are housed inside. Security was inside that building, but they let the situation unfold. No one entered the building, but they did again throw bricks and then started throwing fireworks as those were exploding in downtown Atlanta. It doesn't appear.
Why ain't nobody throw a brick through Wahlburgers? Nobody throw a brick through Wahlburgers?
Anyone has been injured at this point. I do want to make sure I point that out. I mentioned this. I did reach out to Atlanta before all of this happened, just to see what their kind of response was going to be today, knowing that there was going to be a demonstration in downtown Atlanta. They did send me a statement at about 4:45 this afternoon. I want to read that for you. They said the Atlanta Police Department is aware of the events,
Jay, this footage right here is probably like an hour or so old. However,
the safety of those in our communities and those exercising
it's the only footage that's really out there.
Or to address
it's the only footage that's really out there. I'm gonna go back to Twitter in a few minutes, see if anybody got any new shit. But nobody really covered this shit like this, yo. Nobody really covered it. So like when you got stuff like this and nobody's covering it, you gotta go to the local news outlets. You gotta go to the local news sources. That's probably using Fox 5 Atlanta, because you know, like Fox News ain't covering this right now. CNN ain't covering it, right? They might have covered it for a quick second, but that's about it.
But we do see a heck of a lot.
Nobody else is covering this shit live.
Atlanta. They have pretty much closed the road here on Peachtree, and you can still hear that police helicopter up above. So a very active situation here. I do want to point out we are staying safe. We are trying to stay away from a decent distance away from the
protest. That's big facts, JT.
And I'm not sure if the protesters are still marching through the streets. But again, it does appear that the fire department has gotten the police vehicle out. I do see at least 2 or 3 vehicles had resulted in some sort of damage to it. And I do see more police arriving right behind me. 3 more, actually, Georgia State Patrol, Fulton County Sheriff, and another Fulton County Sheriff vehicle arriving. So they are bringing in a lot of officers here to try to calm the situation.
Yo, they ready to shut shit down, yo.
A very active situation here in downtown Atlanta as protesters taking to the street. And again, what was a very peaceful demonstration for about 45 minutes as they started marching. That's when things quickly took a quarter of a mile away from underground Atlanta, and things really did take a turn when I think the first thing we saw was the people throwing bricks. That was really the moment the situation kind of just got out of control, and it was not just one person, it was multiple people throwing bricks at one building, shattering pretty much every front window of that, and then setting off fireworks. And then when they got to some police cars who were down the street a little bit further, that is where we saw the situation escalate even further when they started going after Atlanta police vehicles. Again, more fireworks, and then the protesters continued on marching down the street. Again, as all of this now where we are at about 6:13, for about 15 or so minutes now, probably about 20-25 minutes, the situation did become a little volatile.
Yeah, I wanted to get to that, GT.
The protesters were taking to the street, Eric, and
there's no,
all right, Tyler,
there's no emotions with no robots.
As things unfold in downtown
it's just ones and zeros.
Tyler Finger, we'll
shoot, don't shoot.
After a quick break.
All right, so there you go. Let's see what we got on Twitter. See if anything new on Twitter with the Atlanta thing. But that's crazy, right? So actually, before that, let's do this. All right, let me see. What the fuck? Get this out of here. All right, here we go. Georgia Bureau of Investigation, that's what GBI stands for. Gun found on protester was used to shoot trooper at future APD training site. DeKalb County, Georgia, a newly released photograph of a gun. What? A newly released photograph, of a gun is the weapon state investigators say was used by the protester camped near the so-called Cop City training facility site to shoot a Georgia State Patrol trooper on Wednesday. That protester was shot and killed by other officers on a task force assigned. I'm sorry, guys, it's late. Task force assigned to sweep and clear the woods. Okay. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says 26-year-old Manuel Esteban Pez Terran was the person who pulled the trigger. I guess that's why they call him Tortiguilla. Was the person who pulled the trigger of that gun. Investigators say a forensic ballistic analysis confirmed the remains of the bullet pulled from the trooper's body during surgery on Wednesday afternoon was fired from the Smith & Wesson MP Shield 9mm recovered at the scene. They don't want to take that for an answer. That's also a true statement, some guy. Got Dia Blaze in the building. What's going on? Of course they knew they was right outside the police property, Lauren. Of course they knew. That's the whole reason they was camped out in the property. They thought they was tree huggers. This is what they were. They was like, no, you can't come through here with your bulldozers and your excavators and tear down the trees, man. They was smoking weed and singing Kumbaya and shit, and they built their little tree houses. And they thought that the police couldn't kick them off the property if they were there. Right? It's kind of like how a motherfucker jump in his car when he getting towed. Like you can't tow my car for a minute. You know what I mean? It's that type of shit. So they was squatting in the woods, and the police they let them do that shit for a year, and they was like, all right, y'all motherfuckers got to go now. We ready to break ground. We gave y'all enough leeway, and then we have this. They definitely tried it. They definitely tried it. But they recovered the gun from the guy. It was the gun used to shoot the cop. Do cops lie? Yeah, cops lie. Things happen. We had a whole situation here in Baltimore where police was planting guns on motherfuckers. So I can't say that's not the case. However, this cop took a bullet. And fucked around and found out. JG said Manuel went full retard. But that's what it is, and I would argue to say that no other cop shot him. They were all the cops they were going in the same direction as each other. They shot from the woods. He thought he was fucking Rambo from First Blood, and he shot first, and his was the last blood that was spilt. Thing is, right? I get it. Like, you got your causes. You don't want the trees to be hurt, right? You want to be all Fern Gully and shit, right? You want to be all Fern Gully, the last rainforest and shit. Thing is, you gotta know when to hold them, and you gotta know when to fold them. You protesting, but why? Yo, we was sitting there trying to stop them from fucking bulldozing this wooded area. But one of the dudes in the camp shot at the police officer, and they shot back, and he lost the fight. He fought the law, and the law won. You gotta take that L. Now he protesting in the street like the police was in the wrong. Make that make sense. Now, if this motherfucker was in his house, and the police was trying to forcibly come in his house with no warrant or some shit, and then he shot. All right. March down the street. Do what you do. All right? But you on not even public property. You on private property. You on the state's property. The property that the state is using for a training facility for the police. So you on police property. Breaking the law. And they allowed you to do that shit for a fucking year. And all they was doing was coming to tell y'all niggas y'all gotta go. They wasn't arresting y'all. Wasn't doing nothing. They said you gotta get the fuck out of here. One dude was like, all right, nah, fuck that shit. He was hyped up on some shit, and he shot at a cop. He hit the cop, and the other cops killed his ass. I would play it right now, Lauren, but you know, copyrights and shit like that. You know what I mean? This shit is crazy. Y'all remember the time? So another time this bullshit, because like every now and again, like you got a cause was like, okay, I get you, go march for you, for your right. But you even had something similar to this happen before where. Y'all remember the story where the dude, he was looking on Facebook Marketplace and he found this dude selling like an Infiniti or some shit like that. Or a Lexus or an Acura or whatever it was. And he wanted to go see the shit, right? And he met the guy, he drove it around, and then he shot the guy and took his car. I want to say that shit was in like Alabama or some shit like that. Right? So because the car was, I forgot where the car was. Was it Memphis? And he took it to Alabama or some shit like that. Anyway, but because it happened across state lines, the marshals got called into it. So the marshals tracked the guy down because this dumbass was on his Facebook parading in the car saying what he did. They found him at his house. He tried to ram the car into the marshals. Got out with the gun and the marshals lit his ass the fuck up. Right? Luckily, the guy who he shot and took the car, luckily the guy he shot lived and was able to call 911, right? But you had people in the streets marching for the criminal, the carjacker, the shooter. Justice for whatever the fuck his name was. You had people marching in the street for that shit. And it's like, yo, why are y'all marching? Why y'all always want to march for some shit? I don't get it. If your people wrong, your people wrong. Some guy says we cheer for the cops. They will get new laws to further put down protests. If we cheer on the protesters, they will let them go buck wild and burn another city down. That's true. I'm just saying call a spade a spade. Call it for what it is. Right? Because you got people on the right that's going to go full law enforcement. You got people on the left that's going to go full Antifa. Right? You don't got nobody calling that shit down the middle. They did some dumb shit right here. Yeah, that's fucking retarded. And from the looks of all this shit, I don't know if Andy know down that bitch. I don't think Andy. There's no way Andy know down there. Right? So I guess this is before all hell broke loose. Somebody had a George. Look at this. Why they got George? They got George. Who's on that poster? I see George Floyd. I don't know. I guess I don't know what that is. I don't know who these people are. But all I can make out is the George Floyd picture. But they got Black Lives Matter for the Spanish boy. Are they saying I didn't see shit? So I guess that's the moments all the shit start breaking loose right there. But they saying the police ain't shit. They saying I didn't see shit. So from the looks of things, look, everything is isolated to this one city block. This one city street.
Was on fire. Yeah, we should back up. Back up, everybody. Or those shots are from the car.
What's up, Elaine? So we were honestly, like we're recapping it now, Elaine. What actually happened? It like the police got that shit under control. They got that shit shut the fuck down. I don't know what's going to happen later, if anything's going to happen later. Nobody's really covering it at all. That's the thing. Nobody's really covering what's happening down there. So I think that's interesting. Yeah, nobody's really covering any of this shit. But hey, anyway, if you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know. It's supposed to let you know when I got new content coming out. YouTube got me on some lists. They like fucking with me. So, like I said, support the cause. Go back, check out my my channel, my lives, my pre-recorded videos. I'm sure you'll like them. Again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. I appreciate it. Please share this stream out. Let people know we live. Same thing for Rumble. Same thing for Rumble. You know, but yeah, like I think that they got that shit under control. I think they said 12 people have been arrested already. All of the footage that's out right now is the same footage that you just watched with the news program. With the Fox 5 News that I covered just now. So hopefully nothing else comes to this. You know, hopefully whoever they arrested, I hope they prosecute them, man. You can't let them motherfuckers out of jail. And if they do get out of jail, I want to know who let them out. Not who let them out, but who bailed them out. Who bailed them out? Was it their mommy and their daddy? Or was it some company or some nonprofit? You know what I mean? That'll tell you everything you need to know. The man with the two best intros behind Future Conflict. Yeah, Future Conflict intro is dope as fuck. I like that. But yeah, so man. Oh yeah, guarantee it. Traffic gonna be back to normal by tomorrow. And see, that shit happened downtown. That shit happened in downtown Atlanta. They had to fucking squash that shit quick. They got revenue to get to. But let that shit been on the outskirts somewhere. Let that shit been in like somebody's neighborhood. Like beyond the city limits. Yeah, let that shit ride. Tim C said Big George gonna bail him out. Yeah, Big George gonna send somebody to get him. And then they owe Big George. Big George like, you know what? Pack your bags. You're going to, you pick a city. We got some shit that's going to go down. You know, because the powers that be, the redacted, is so good at predicting fucking events. They predicted the Cove base and then boom. Now you got the WEF predicting that is going to be some cyber, that America's going to face a cyber attack in the next certain amount of years. Bruh. Oh my goodness gracious. And we know it's election season, guys. And when election season is here, you know it's grifting season. Speaking of grifting season, tune in Thursday to Hotep Nation YouTube channel. The Hotep Nation YouTube channel. The 3rd annual Grifties will be live and direct on I think 7 o'clock. Let's go look at this. You like my half-ass segue? So like I said, Hotep Nation presents the 3rd annual Grifties. Thursday, January 26th at 7 p.m. I'm horrible at this. Thursday at 7 p.m., guys. Please tune in. It's the 3rd annual Grifties. It's fantastic. We got special guests. And you get to guess who's the Grifter of the Year. Who's going to be the Grifter of the Year? Matter of fact, put in the chat who y'all think Grifter of the Year should be. Who do y'all think Grifter of the Year should be? NLMB. So to recap, they had some tree huggers in like a wooded area in Atlanta. They set up shop in there. They had little tree forts and shit. They were trying to prevent the police or the state troopers from building their training facility. They've been there for a year squatting. The police had enough of that shit. They went in there and told these niggas they gotta go. And one of the protesters shot one of the state troopers, and then the state troopers lit his ass up. Now all the rest of the tree huggers and Antifa and all the other people thought that was a serious injustice, that he got killed, not the fact that he shot first and hit the cop. So they out there protesting. They were squatting on police property. Police was being, I mean, for letting them sit there for a year, that's pretty fucking nice. They went there to clear him out. They wasn't about to arrest him. Dude shot the cop. Cop shot back. What you expect? And now they protesting in the streets over that shit. You know what I mean? So it's fucking just stupid. Dumb shit. CM says, so JG think Jimmy Dore. Emmanuel Presley says George Santos. CM says Sam Bankman-Fried. That's some good picks, I think. Jimmy Dore did do his thing this year. If it wasn't 2023 already, I'm pretty sure Crowder would have made the list of Grifter of the Year. But that bullshit he pulled earlier this week. I don't even blame him, right? Like, you do you, right? Grift hard. You know what I mean? Zelensky is a good pick. Zelensky is a good pick for Grifter of the Year. Holy smokes. Because right now you got Crowder and you got Ben Shapiro and Daily Wire grifting off each other right now. That should look like some good old WWE kayfabe, I'll tell you that much. The Brooklyn Waves say Zelensky. Man. JR Bell says Zelensky should get second place. I feel you, Tyler. No, don't throw on Bell, because at the end of the day, if you do look at the contract, that's a shit contract. Like, I heard they not the best people to work with either. You don't think it was a grift move, Lauren? I feel like it was a grift move. Like, when we covered it the other night, like, it felt like it was a grift move. Like, there was certain little key things he was saying that made me feel like maybe he was mad about the contract that they offered him, and that he decided to do his own network. But because he was pissed off, he promoted his own network by throwing Daily Wire under the bus. That's how I look at it. I don't think he was completely genuine. I don't think he's completely genuine talking about, I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this for the cause. Nah, you're not. Right, he did name him at first show, but and then the Daily Wire comes out and they outed themselves. Like, all people could do was speculate. All people could do in that situation, all they could do was speculate. That's it. That's it. Right? That's all they could do was speculate, and they came out and they outed themselves. Why? I think Crowder has OCD and Tourette's. He's the type to take things personally. That's what Owen Benjamin was saying. Oh, he's definitely doing his own thing, Lauren. I guarantee it. I think that what he did was a setup to do his own thing. That's just me. Distributor says, what do you say? I think it definitely shines a light on how big tech is essentially setting discourse on the right. I agree with you too. I think it's still like, no matter whether this is all some kayfabe or some heel turn shit, you know, it does shine a light on that. Like, That shit's crazy. Cause like I had somebody come at me in my on the comments, like, you're thinking like a employee and not a businessman. Like, no, I'm not. Cause Crowder had a point. Like, what's my demonetization got anything to do with what I do for you, right? Now, if Daily Wire was making money off of Crowder's YouTube channel, then okay, I got you. But you're not making money off Crowder's YouTube channel. You're making money off his name and the amount of subscribers he can bring to dailywire.com, right? Whether he's demonetized or not, right? He's still drawing. Like, for example, I guarantee that his election night coverage was demonetized, but he still had like 300,000 people watching. If he got 300,000 people watching, guess what? Whoever you got, whoever your clients are that you're doing ad reads and commercials for, they gonna want a piece of that 300,000 eyes that was watching him that night. That's how they making money off of him, through ad reads and through the traffic that he's gonna bring to dailywire.com, not fucking Louder of Crowder's YouTube channel. They're not making money off his YouTube channel. They don't give a shit about that. You know what I mean? So that's all it was. I think Crowder was mad that they only offered him 50 mil or whatever it is. The fees that he thought was fucked up, that like, hey, you gonna charge me a fee if I get demonetized? What the fuck they got to do with you? If I'm still bringing in the audience and I can still do the ad reads, which he's been doing anyway, which everybody's been doing, which hopefully I get big enough to fucking do. You know what I mean? I think it was, I don't know. I think Crowder set him to do his own thing and let him do his own thing. But he definitely threw Daily Wire under the bus. Harry Henderson, what's going on? That's true. So I'll recap it one more time. Some tree huggers was in Atlanta squatting on police property where they were going to build a training facility. The police let them squat there for a year before doing something about it. The police go in there to clear them out. One of the tree huggers shot a cop. The cop shot his ass back and killed him. The other tree huggers got mad, staged the protest, and the protesters started fucking up downtown Atlanta. That's what happened. That's what happened. But because it's downtown Atlanta, it's a lot of money. The police shut that shit down pretty fucking fast. Pretty fucking fast. The 5-on-1, what happened down there? What's the 5-on-1, yo? I ain't hear about that. I think a lot of us got Asperger's, yo. I feel you, though. I feel you on that. People who subscribe to Mud Club will follow Crowder. He doesn't need name recognition. That's facts. And they know that. They probably trying to exploit him. Daily Wire makes more money if Crowder gets strikes. Every time he gets strikes, that's thousands of new subscribers, and Daily Wire has connections at YouTube so they can get them to remove the strikes. That is true. And Crowder was grifting. Crowder was grifting off of his demonetization. Not to mention, don't forget, Crowder was the reason for the apocalypse. And I'm not saying he caused it on purpose but he was the reason the apocalypse happened. When like that whole Vox shit went down. And he got bigger because of the apocalypse. I agree. I just don't agree how he did the shit. I don't think he should have threw Daily Wire under the bus like that. But I also feel like it's a work. That's just me. I feel like that's a work. Anyway. Hopefully everything quiet down in Atlanta. Hopefully all that shit is done with. The people that got arrested, I hope they get fucking prosecuted. If they don't get prosecuted and they back on the streets, I want to know who bailed them out. Was Georgie Boy the one that bailed them out? Was it the Clinton Foundation? Was it Kamala or fucking Michelle Obama? Who bailed them out? That Black Lives Matter come and get them. Like, we don't know. Is Black Lives Matter coming on the scene soon? We are in an election season now, guys. Be on the lookout for the Fugazi banner. Be on the lookout for some fuckery to happen. Be on the lookout for some Treadstone shit to happen. You know the Democrats got to win by any means necessary. Yeah. Stacey Abrams is in Atlanta. Forgot about that. I'm shocked she ain't go down there and start singing "We Shall Overcome" or something. I think DW would have. Yeah, you think so? You think Daily Wilder would have led to negotiation Crowder with DEF CON? That's a possibility. She trying. She ain't gonna learn, yo. She ain't gonna learn. She not gonna learn. You gotta go talk to the people. You can't just talk to your echo chamber. You can't just talk to the people that you know that agree with you. You gotta go talk to the people that disagree with you. Try to win them over. That's how that shit works. She lost twice trying to do the same shit. She lost twice trying to do the same shit. Jimmy Dawes says he want to see some Canon Glock live reads. Shout out to Jimmy Dawes over there on Rumble. Appreciate you guys supporting me over here on Rumble. Shit, I wouldn't mind it. I heard that. I mean, it was alleged, it was rumored that he had a $5 million deal with Walther. He was getting a $5 million check from Walther. I got a Glock on the wall right now. God damn it! No, I got 2 Canics up there. Handguns. I'm talking about the handguns. Fuck it, I'll take a Canic read. Canic, you can give me $100,000 a year. Canic, I don't need $5 million. Give me $100,000 a year. I'll put a Canic. I'll set my room just to have all Canics. I'll get a desk and put that shit right on the front like Steven Crowder do with that Walther. I'll put a Canic right there. God damn it. I'll fucking get rid of this. I'll get rid of my Glock 43. I'll get that new Canic little joint that's coming out that was at SHOT Show. I'll carry that motherfucker. Yeah, I carry my 43X. That's my daily. This is the best part about the 43X though, guys. You see this fucking magazine? Hold on. Let me go full screen. You see this magazine? Look at this. This is a 15-round magazine. 15 rounds. 15 rounds going in a gun that's only made. It's only made for 10 rounds. This gun only comes with 10-round magazines. But a company down in, I think it's North Carolina, South Carolina, called Shield Arms makes a 15-round magazine. Yo, and with these magazines, it ain't no reason for me to carry my It ain't no reason for me to carry my 19. These Shield Arms 15-round yeah, Tyler. Shield Arms. They make 15 round, and then they got they got 15-round magazine, and then they got a base plate that give you another 5. So you can have 20. You can have a 20-round magazine in this little fucking gun, bruh. Cause it's the slim line, so it only comes from the factory with 10-round magazines. But Shield Arms somehow figured out how to put 15 in that bitch. And when they did that, I'm like, I don't even need my Glock 19 no more. I still got it. I keep it in a Roni or MCK. But yeah, I don't even need it. I don't even need the Glock 19 because this gun's small and I can in the magazine run. The magazine run. Yeah, 15 plus 1, Jimmy. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I got 16. But the magazine run. I'm just saying. Like I think I probably put like 500 rounds through that magazine. That's just still good. Now what I got to do, and I got it upstairs, I got to change the magazine release. I bought a brand new magazine release. I got to put it in here because they said because the polymer magazine release in here with a steel magazine kind of fucks up. Yeah, Shield Arms, bro. Hey, Lifestyle. There's my Ruger 5.7 right there, bro. With the TLR, what is this? The TLR 1 on here, the Streamlight. 20 round capacity. honestly, it's not that heavy of a gun for real. It's just a long fucking gun. Gun long as shit, right? But you know, it's because it's got that 5.7 round. I call it the Sam Fisher because you know in Splinter Cell, anybody that play video games, Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher carried the FN 5.7 in that game. Anyway, but I love this gun. This gun's a shooter and it stays on. It's no recoil. It's no recoil and it can stay on target. All right, easy. Loving it. Loving it. You know what I mean? That's what she said, Lauren. Yeah, we do need it. Oh, you didn't come to HotepCon, Lauren. We had our range day. Actually, I put the video up on my YouTube channel. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys it. Like, we ain't doing shit anyway, right? Let me go over here. Let me find it. We had if you guys ain't never been to Hotep weekend, we do it in August in Vegas. So much fun. We stayed at the Ahern Hotel, which is a fucking fantastic hotel. If you don't feel like hearing all of that fucking casino noise, Ahern is the place, yo. You in the spot. So you got the hotel, and then you go across the little skywalk. They got like their own little Starbucks type coffee shop over there. They got some the breakfast or the restaurant there is top notch, man. Top fucking notch. They got an awesome pizza spot in there. The rooms are fantastic. It's it's like 5 minutes from the strip, if that. Bro, we had a great time out there. HotepCon was awesome. Let me see, where is that video at? Here we go. We at range 702. We got to have some fun. Day 3 of Hotep weekend. We went to range 702 in Las Vegas. They had some good old-fashioned American two-way fun. Shout out to range 702. I was fat and out of shape at the time, guys. Carpet and giving us a first-class grade A experience. See P-Dog Night in the background. We got a little bit of everything there, from handguns to fully auto pistol caliber carbines and rifles. As you can see, the crew's mowing over the packages to see which one was right for them. I will definitely be back in shape. I'll be in shape before this Hotep weekend. I was so out of shape this year. Oh, that's right, Jimmy. You didn't make it over there with us. You was over there watching. Once everybody got situated, they escorted us back to our VIP room where we could kick it, sit back, relax, and shoot the breeze until they got our private range ready. They had plenty of complimentary water and sodas, as well as our own private bathroom. You like my public television speaking voice? Now, I won't keep talking. I'm going to let all the shooting do the talking for me. So check it out. Shout out to Jabari. So hold on. So shout out. He never shot a gun before. Shout out to Jabari. Shout out to Jabari. So Jabari, this is Jabari's first time shooting a gun, yo. And Jabari's first gun that he picks because he thought it looked dope. This motherfucker picked a Desert Eagle. He picked a 50 cal Desert Eagle. Bruh. Bruh. Yo, so Lauren, check it, right? So the first Hotep weekend, we went to a decent gun range, but they were trying to get us in and out, right? Brody hooked us up with this one. Shout out to Brody. Brody said, yo, I know some people, right? I'm going to make a call. Brody made a call. We get range 702. They laid out everything. We had the VIP, all that shit. It was the nicest range I've ever seen when it comes to like shit like this. This shit was so much fun. But Jabari picked the Desert Eagle for his first gun to shoot. This shit had me rolling. Watch out, like you get to see the gun wanting to leave his hand. Shout out to Jabari for shooting a Desert Eagle for his first handgun. I gotta give it to him. He had a lot of balls picking that gun. But the range staff was fantastic and very, very professional. Same here, Lauren. Now, you know Cannon Hotep had to get in on the action. Needless to say, a good time was had by all. Look at all those smiles. Shout out to Range 702. I can't wait to visit again. We had a lot of fun. We had a whole lot of fun. But yeah, so Hotep Weekend's coming up again, guys. So HJ gonna be putting that shit out on the channel soon. Make sure you get your tickets, yo. Get your tickets, get your flight. We had so much fun. We had so much fun. I ain't shoot the Desert Eagle. Jabari did that shit. He crazy. That was his very first time shooting that gun. But the full auto, that shit was so much fun. The one my man Francisco that went with us, he had he shot the saw that was in his package. That saw was crazy. I was like, damn, I should have got the package with the saw. But we're gonna do it again. We got a relationship with 702, so we're gonna do it again. So I might shoot the Desert Eagle when we go back there this time. I would actually want to buy one. I might fuck around and have one before we go there, but regardless, it was a great time. Hotep Weekend is a fantastic time, but like I said, don't forget the Grifties is coming on Thursday, January 26th at 7 p.m. Please tune in. See who's gonna be the Grifter of the year. Is it gonna be Zelensky? I don't know. It could be Meghan Markle. I don't know. We don't know. It could be Candace Owens. Somebody got to knock her off the throne, right? We'll see, though. But anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I just wanted to bring the whole story with the what was going on in Atlanta to you guys. If you hadn't heard about it, that's crazy. They looking for something to be mad about, and it's an election season, so I think more shit like that's about to start happening soon. You know what I mean? Tyler Durden says I have a couple 45 long Colts. It's similar. Is that right? Now, my sister got she got the judge. I got to shoot that finally. She got the judge to shoot 45 long Colt, and that was fun. That shit was fucking fun. You know what I mean? So, but also you can go to grifties.com and start voting for the 2023 Grifter of the Year. So right now, apparently I'm on that list. You know, I feel honored, but I'm sure I won't be there for long. You know, I'm not a master grifter out here. I think HJ said he wanna he wanna crack at the title. HJ said he should be Grifter of the Year. You know what I mean? For 2023. We're gonna see what happened though. You know what I mean? Let me see something. Here we go. So check this out right here. And we're gonna get out of here. I actually should have played this better. This is just a better promo.
We back again. Hotep Nation Grifties Awards, 3rd annual, January 26th.
Cheer on your favorite grifter. If you have a favorite grifter out there, you don't want to miss January 26th. find out if they win the big award, they take home the big trophy, the big cheese, the big hardware. See if they take it home.
Hey yo.
Pause. If somebody asks you who your favorite grifter is, it's Hotep Jesus. Okay, just tell them Hotep Jesus. Grifties.com. Go vote for me. I'm campaigning this year. I need to win.
Make sure you tune into the Coon Pack. January 26th.
BCR, baby. Black Coon Republican.
And make sure you stick around for my segment as well.
Oh, Doe outdid himself this year. Oh, I love this year.
You got a sleeper this year, a name that you've never heard of, but is pretty much responsible for all of the grifting that we see today.
We coming to y'all live and direct January 26th. And don't your boy Cannon Hotep, I clean up nice. Clean up nice.
All right. That boy clean. That boy clean.
If you ain't there, you ain't nowhere, y'all. I don't know why I'm so stiff. I ain't never did nothing like that before. You know what I mean? So it's going to be fantastic, though, guys. Make sure y'all tune into the Grifties, guys. Make sure y'all tune into the Grifties. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Hey, I can dress nice when I want to. You know, I can throw on a suit and look presentable. You know, I've combed my face and shit and get a nice haircut. Koi said y'all remind me of the Black Republicans from the Key and Peele episodes. Tyler says Cannon looks like I'll be taking my seat in church no matter what. I mean, I'm like 6. Like on a good day, I might be 6'1". I'm like 6'6'1", somewhere around there. I mean, I guess that's tall. I don't consider it tall, I guess, but I guess that's tall. I don't know. But yeah, I'm like 6'6'1", somewhere around there. But yeah, y'all, make sure y'all tune in. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys rolling with me. Don't forget Grifties. What else? Cannon Speaks on Mondays. Jay and Cannon on Tuesdays. Both Cannon Speaks and Jay and Cannon are around 9 o'clock on Mondays and Tuesdays. Tune in. Make sure you tune in to Hotep's Been Told You on Thursday nights on Hotep Jesus' channel at 8 o'clock. Anyway, it's Cannon Hotep saying, be blessed, stay strapped. Hold up. Sorry. Damn. I messed myself up. I was about to have a smooth outro, guys. Golly mighty. I can't never get it right. Anyway, it's Cannon Hotep saying, be blessed, stay strapped, and don't miss. I'll holla at y'all.
Don't relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up.